Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. I've changed my mind. I don't think Jasmine Pineda will leave America. Why she won't move back to Panama to her children. I believe Jasmine Pineda from 90-Day. The last resort will never return to Panama, even though she misses her children dearly. Viewers first saw Jasmine on their TV screens in 2021 alongside Gino Palazzolo. She seemed genuinely in love with Gino and willingly ignored major red flags, such as their 15-year age gap. Many viewers, like myself, considered Jasmine to be the standout cast member of 90-Day Fiancé before the 90 Days Season 5 and hoped to see her back on the show. I was rooting for her and Gino to have a happy ending. Unfortunately, Jasmine underwent significant changes when she returned to TV in the following season. She became overly dramatic and disrespectful towards Gino, even threatening to leave him or cheat on him. I was surprised to see Jasmine's personality change so drastically. Although I felt she was no longer as authentic as before, I continued to watch her story unfold. Jasmine and Gino tied the knot in June 2023, but soon after, they began experiencing intimacy issues. They are currently featured in 90-Day, The Last Resort Season 2, where they reportedly broke up following a cheating scandal. I believe that Jasmine was able to fulfill her desire to come to the United States when she married Gino. She was able to live her American dream, continue appearing on the show, and gain popularity on social media. Jasmine has always been interested in building a life in the United States and experiencing a luxurious lifestyle. However, she has also made conflicting statements about leaving the country for her children's sake. In a video from at Mess in January 2025, she informed her fans that she would move back to Panama if she couldn't bring her two sons to the United States. While Jasmine has talked about leaving the United States to reunite with her sons, I believe she isn't being honest and instead wants to garner sympathy to increase sales of her cameo videos and OnlyFans subscriptions. In her recent video about returning to Panama, Jasmine promoted her main sources of income. She suggested to her fans that they could help her bring her children to the United States by supporting her through Cameo and her other services. I think she portrayed herself as a victim, adding that people could genuinely help her by purchasing her services. I feel the former sugar baby is trying to deceive fans into purchasing her Cameo videos and subscribing to her OnlyFans, cashing in on her reality TV appearance before her journey finally concludes. Jasmine has garnered a lot of engagement over the last 3 months. She has established herself in the United States, which is why I doubt her sincerity about returning to Panama. I believe Jasmine is using this situation to gain sympathy because her children are living perfectly normal lives in Panama. Despite what Jasmine may want fans to think now, her past updates have suggested that her children are flourishing without her. Both her sons are well cared for and appear to be happy. In the past, Jasmine mentioned how her older child, Johns, was living with his biological father while her younger son stayed with her mother. I find it difficult to believe that Jasmine can't live without her kids when she has managed to do so for a long time. I believe that Jasmine has worked hard to reach the United States. She started on a sugar baby website where she met her 90-Day Fiancé husband and has since built her own fitness brand. Despite being in an incompatible relationship and even begging Gino to take her back, she persevered to achieve her American dream. Jasmine's actions suggest that she may have had ulterior motives for coming to America. Therefore, I don't think that the 90-Day, The Last Resort star has any intention of returning to Panama and giving up on what she has accomplished in recent years. 90-Day Fiancé. I've changed my mind. I don't think Jasmine Pineda will leave America. why she won't move back to Panama to her children. Jasmine Pineda, a name that has captivated fans of 90 Day Fiancé, with her fiery personality and dramatic relationship with Gino Palazzolo, has always been at the center of a whirlwind of emotions. When she first appeared on the show, her story was filled with hope and the promise of a new life in America with Gino. But as time went on, the cracks began to show in their relationship, and the storyline surrounding her journey became more complex. One question that lingered in the air was whether Jasmine would eventually return to Panama to be with her children, leaving Gino behind. But after watching her evolution on the show, I've changed my mind. I no longer believe Jasmine will leave America. Here's why I think she'll stay put, despite the pressure and personal struggles. The strong bond with her children. Jasmine's connection to her children has always been central to her character. On the show, she shared emotional moments, talking about how much she misses them and how important they are to her. It's clear that she deeply cares about their well-being. However, it's also evident that Jasmine has made a considerable investment in her life in the U.S., especially with Gino, despite their tumultuous relationship. While the love for her children is undeniable, the reality of what it takes to uproot her life and move back to Panama is not lost on her. It's one thing to dream of being with them, but it's another thing to face the logistical, emotional, and financial challenges of relocating. She is building a future with Gino, despite their ups and downs, and the idea of going back to Panama would require rethinking her entire life. In addition, her children are older now, and while they may miss her, they are more independent than when they were younger. This creates a buffer for Jasmine, allowing her to make decisions based on her own desires and future, rather than feeling the immediate pull to return to Panama. She might be able to maintain a strong relationship with her children from afar, using modern technology to keep in touch, which would allow her to stay in the U.S. without feeling as guilty about her absence. 2. Gino's influence and their relationship dynamics. Gino may not be perfect. He's often seen as awkward and prone to making mistakes in his relationship with Jasmine. But it's impossible to ignore that there's a strong attachment between them. Despite the tensions and trust issues that arise between the couple, Jasmine clearly values her relationship with Gino. Their connection is a big reason why she's likely to stay in the U.S. It's not just about love either. There's a certain comfort and stability that comes with living in the U.S. for Jasmine, which she may not have back in Panama. America provides a different lifestyle, and Jasmine has expressed several times her desire to succeed and achieve more professionally. Whether it's in social media influencing, beauty, or another avenue, Jasmine has more opportunities in America than she would back home. She has mentioned several times how much more she feels she can accomplish in the U.S., and this ambition could weigh heavily on her decision to remain there. Additionally, her relationship with Gino, while rocky at times, also provides a sense of companionship. In her moments of vulnerability, she often turns to him for emotional support. Despite their conflicts, Gino is a presence in her life that she seems to rely on. Moving back to Panama might mean giving up this support system, especially if she doesn't feel as confident in the stability of her relationships back home. That emotional and physical support, however flawed, could be one of the reasons she decides to stay in the U.S. 3. Financial considerations. One of the underlying themes in 90 Day Fiancé is the financial disparity that exists between couples from different countries. Gino, though not a millionaire, is more financially stable than Jasmine, especially when compared to the economic conditions in Panama. Jasmine has expressed the desire to live a comfortable life, and the opportunities in the U.S. align more closely with her financial goals. By staying in the U.S., Jasmine may be able to provide a more stable and prosperous life for herself, and possibly her children, if she's able to send them support from abroad. The economic realities of Panama may not offer the same possibilities. Returning to Panama could mean a regression in the standard of living she has grown accustomed to in America, and she might not be ready to make that sacrifice, especially considering her growing professional aspirations. 4. The personal growth and transformation. Throughout her journey on 90-Day Fiancé, Jasmine has shown remarkable personal growth. Initially, she came across as someone who was highly emotional and easily hurt, but over time, her maturity and strength have become apparent. She's learned how to set boundaries, communicate her feelings more effectively, and stand up for herself. This transformation could lead her to feel more empowered in her life choices, including the decision to stay in America. Jasmine's decision to remain in the U.S. could be driven by a desire for independence and self-sufficiency. She may no longer see herself as someone who needs to return to Panama to fulfill her role as a mother. Instead, she may want to define her own life in the U.S. and carve out a future that is separate from the demands and expectations of her home country. This kind of personal growth is often what enables people to make decisions that are less about obligation and more about personal fulfillment.